What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for being here at my YouTube channel. This is where I talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about. Movies, video games, comic books, TV shows. Right now, I'm going to talk about Survivor, Winners at War, Episode 12, and the Tony show continues. This is Tony's to lose now, right? He's won the game. It's in his hand. That $1 million check. To paraphrase Richard Hatch, that $1 million check is written. It's in Tony's hands. Only he can lose it at this point because it's his game. We had before we get into Tony and his antics, I want to talk about Edge of Extinction. We had a very nice Edge of Extinction moment that was very similar to Ethan's big moment when he had to bring the wood down. This one was coconuts. They had to take 20 coconuts from one side of the island to the other. Only the first 6 got fire tokens. Everybody else didn't get any. You know, Natalie being the endurance athlete that she is, she did very well. Sophie surprisingly did very well. Tyson being the endurance athlete that he is, he did very well. And then you had Parvati, you had Wendell. So there weren't a whole lot of surprises there as far as who did well and who got the tokens. Talk about Boss and Rob, because I feel there's a very nice moment in this episode with Boss and Rob. Now, I'm admittedly a Boss and Rob fan, but he was doing well. He probably didn't start this challenge very strategically. He started out at a run, and this is the type of challenge where you start out at a jog. You know, you pace yourself, and he did end up falling and injuring his elbow. Now, I was on Facebook in this Survivor Facebook group, and somebody said, I've had surgery on my elbow tons of times, and it never affected how fast I could walk. All right. I coach track. I coach cross country. I've been around sports where speed is essential. I've been involved in them intimately for almost 30 years. Yes, your arms are essential. When you're trying to get speed, your arms are 110% essential. What I tell my kids on my track team, the faster your arms go, the faster your legs go. And that's a fact. You don't get speed and maintain speed if you got a hurt arm that's dangling. You just don't. So yeah, that took him out of it. And it very well, I very much get that took him out of it. Also, they're bouncing on rocks. You need your arms for balancing, let alone the speed. You need the arms for balancing. So yeah, he might have been able to finish in that top 6. Hurting his arm took him out of it. You do not get and maintain speed without your arms. You just don't. That's a fact. So I just had to say that. Let's get to the Tony show. Man, goodness. Okay, so the spy nest was ridiculous and silly, and it was definitely old Tony, but the way that he was able to reel Sarah back in was masterful. It was a work of art. He is playing heads and shoulders above everybody else in this game. Tony is at a different level than everybody else in this game. That's how strong he's playing. He was able to get Sarah back in. He was able to reel Ben back in. 2 players that he just blindsided, he was able to reel them back in onto his side. He kept Nick. The whole episode, we were kind of led to believe that he wasn't going to keep Nick, but he kept Nick. And he kept Jeremy, reeled in Ben, reeled in, reeled Sarah back in. Tony has this tight group now. And he's playing it masterfully. I loved how when him and Ben went idol hunting, Ben tried to hide the idol when he found it, and Tony was like, "Nuh-uh, I see that." Tony's just very aware. He's very aware of what's happening around him, and he has a very strong insight on how to play that awareness to his advantage. And he's doing that very well. Wins his 3rd immunity challenge in a row. Had to give up a fire token to win it, but I think Nick was going down anyways. That's why Nick got desperate and said, "Tony, please, please. Will you give me a fire token if I step off?" "Yeah, Nick, sure. I'll give you a fire token. Go ahead and step off." On your way down, go ahead and step off. And then Tony is able to, again, take tribal council where he wants it to go. All right. Kim wasn't even on Tony's radar. That's the thing. Kim was not even on Tony's radar. And then word gets back to him that she's gunning for him. Well, he can't have that. He's a good Survivor player, and he understands I cannot keep somebody around for one more day that's gunning for me. Because if I don't take care of them now, they might be successful in taking care of me. And that's what he did. You know, he had a plan. He heard that Kim was gunning for him. He changes the plan. He changes the plan that Kim's got to go now. And again, the way that he did it was masterful. We had the whispering at tribal council. I get that some people, for whatever reason, don't like that. But in the end, Kim went, and that's who I felt was going to go based on her targeting Tony. I think we're at that point in the game where somebody targets Tony, they're going to go. And I loved Boston Rob's comment at the end when he was just like, Tony's a boss. And he is. When you get Boston Rob, whether you like him or not, he is one of the greatest players to ever play. When you get him sitting on the jury saying, Tony's a boss, man, that is a compliment. That is a compliment and a half. So yeah, Tony's owning this game. This is Tony's game to lose. And 2 more episodes left. Next week's is 2 hours. The next week is 3 hours. And I can't wait to see how the Tony show plays out. But I'm just one person. What did you think of this episode, Survivor Winners at War, episode 12? I loved it. I love where it's going. Tony is one of my favorite players of all time, and I think he's going to win. But what did you think of it? Let me know. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you for being here at the LQ Review, where we talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff we love to talk about. And until next time, we'll see you later.